Hi there, Joey Bailey with Created and Awe here. Come craft with me. I grabbed these two long decorative cutting boards from Hobby Lobby's spring collection when they were on clearance. Now, I don't think they have them for their fall collection, but they're bound to come back next year. So keep an eye out. These were adorable. They are made out of acacia wood. They are food safe as they are, but once I craft on them, I'm going to have to do a couple of extra steps to make them food safe again. So looking through some stencils I have, this one is the herbs stencil from Magnolia Design Co. It comes with 6 different herbs. Also has the name. I want to use these almost like flowers just as a decorative touch. And then I also have our Fall Boho Rainbow stencil. The whole stencil, of course, won't fit on here. I'm only going to use the word thankful. And I'm going to speed this up here as we go through so that it doesn't take quite so long. But I'll tell you all the steps along the way. If you need any of the supplies, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to get you a list of all the supplies I'm using here and talk to you about what we have available. And even my shop link, so you can go take a look at anything you like anytime. All right, so speeding it up, I've taken our Almond Latte paste. That's the color I decided on. The other one was Brilliant White. I stir up my paste every time I use it. If it's a little bit dry, I can add just a spritz or 2 of distilled water to kind of loosen it up and make it easier to spread. You want it to feel kind of like sour cream when you're stirring it. You want it to be spreadable and not dry too fast. So I did fuzz that stencil, put it on a towel I have called a Tacky towel. You can use a tea towel or a t-shirt even to add a little bit of fuzz to the back. That makes it easier to pull off of the surface so it doesn't stretch. And here I am making sure everything's off of the sticky side because it is adhesive. That's the green part. Where you see the design show through, there's a layer of mesh there that holds the stencil together in its shape. So, I don't have to worry about any kind of weeding of vinyl or anything. Grabbed a squeegee and I'm spreading that paste over the open areas of the design so that you can see that paste go through and onto the board, which we're going to show you here in just a second. Kind of spread it over, make sure excess is all cleaned off, and I carefully pull the stencil off, and then I can take it to my sink and wash it and reuse it. I'll do that after we're done. But there's the word thankful. I think it's perfect. So pretty on that board. Now we're going to grab the second board, the smaller one, and this is the one I want to put the herbs design on. I'm going to go ahead and use the same color of paste. I'm gonna look at each of the different ones, kind of place them on here and see what I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and use rosemary and parsley, but I'm not gonna use the words. Just want them to look a little bit decorative, like I said a minute ago, almost like flowers, but they're herbs, so I think it's very appropriate for the cutting boards. So I'll take the parsley stencil and figure out where I want it to be, where rosemary is gonna line up. I can move it or rearrange it. Again, it is sticky, but it doesn't stick down until I press it down, and even then I can pick it back up and move it if I want to. So we're going to play with the placement a little bit. Once it's decided, I'm going to smooth out all of the wrinkles and air bubbles, make sure it's stuck down, and again, use my squeegee with the paste, spread it over the whole design that I want to go down onto the board, clean off the excess, pick it up, and there it is. Oh, it's so pretty, just like that. But I did like the idea of putting a little sprig of rosemary on there. So we're going to dry the paste so that when I put the next stencil down, it doesn't smear it. It just takes a minute to dry. And you can just let it air dry if you want to. Give it a good 5 minutes or so if you just air dry it. Just touch it carefully. If it's not smearing, you're good to go. So the next stencil for rosemary, I'm going to fuzz that too. And kind of play with it. Get it placed where I want it. I am going to protect the paste from the first image just so I don't scratch it or bump up against it while it's kind of still curing. So again, spread the paste the same way, all the same process, and then that will go to the sink after we're done. And there we go. Aren't they so pretty? I'm going to show you how we finish this up next. Anytime you put chalk paste on a surface and you want to make sure it's permanent, doesn't get scratched off, and doesn't get affected by maybe moisture or actually being around water, you're going to spray it with a sealer. The one I use is Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover Clear in Matte. Now this is not a food grade spray, so I'm going to give you a tip here at the end. But when you spray it, do a couple of light coats, you'll see it again here on this board, of the design, and then let it dry, and then do it again. So 2 full rounds of a spray coat, and I'm actually going to do the front and the back of these boards and the handle. All you're seeing is the design right now. But I'm going to give all of these, or both of these, full coats, and then it'll be permanent. But if you want to make it food grade, you need to go over it with a varnish after this dries, or beeswax, and then you can use it for your food. And I'm going to show you here how cute it's going to look. So aren't they pretty just like that? So if you treat them with the varnish or a layer of beeswax, you can put food on them, like these yummy, yummy cookies. You can use them maybe at Thanksgiving, or if you have a get-together, or you can even display them maybe on your tiered tray. I think they're beautiful. And now I'm going to have some cookies. So have a great day. Thanks for watching Created in Awe. Let me know if you need any supplies.